Right, hello everyone and welcome to another Let's Play of Star Trek Online, and this time around I'm doing the Age of Discovery missions because I realised on this one I haven't actually done them, but I thought, you know what, I may as well use this as an opportunity to show you guys these missions, and so that you know what you're getting yourself into and such. But I will say, before you do the Age of Discovery missions, obviously you've got to do all the previous missions, like from, like, well, if you're Klingon, or whatever, if you're on the KDF side, which is Klingon Defense Force, you obviously do things like Empire, Warzone, and such like that. Where with Federation, it's different from the beginning, and it's the same thing with the Romulans. It's different from the beginning. But either way, after when you've done, uh, well, in this one's case, like Vigilance, you actually do with the Romulan mystery, which actually ties in with all the other characters in the game, sort of thing, and then it goes on from here. Now, I will say they have changed a lot on the missions, things like they actually took out some of the missions, not completely removed them, because you can still do those missions that you used to could do, but there used to be things like the Lost Dominion or cold storage and such like that. I mean, again, they've still got them, but they're not like on this list. You have to actually talk to your either your admirals or your fleet bosses and such like that. When I say fleet bosses, I don't mean as in the fleet bosses that own the fleet that you're in or anything like that. I mean as in like NPC wise. Like on Kronos you talk to the Emperor and such like that, and Starfleet you talk to the Admiral and so forth and so on. Anyway, you get the picture now. But anyway, yeah, so what I'll do is I'll start off with this. You know what, fuck it, I'll just transport there. Doesn't use any credits this time. Because I remember ages ago when you used to transport to places, it used to actually charge you so many credits. Now, the first one on Age of Discovery I'm doing is called Secrets, and I am. Oh yeah, I am actually on there. So, let me. Ah, there it is. But this one should be pretty much easy and straightforward because it's not too tricky to do or anything like that. And plus, I'm using one of the better ships as well. Alright, this ship is not 100% upgraded, but at least it will um, do the job quite quick and efficient.
Glad you were in the area. Some Klingons just appeared out of nowhere. They can do that now, right? Unbelievable.
Now, I am not sure if you
Anyway,
can actually hear the
whole
sounds of
thing
this
was terrifying
because
and strange. I mean, they shot
what I've
at
done
us,
is I adjusted the
did some
sounds to
structural
the actual
damage,
game
knocked
and
some sensor pods
the
out of alignment,
OBS software,
completely ruined my
so that the
latest
sound comes a little bit more
experiment.
clearer, so that you can hear
That's
me
it.
and the game. But I'm
They
not
had
sure
us.
how it is. So
Just
at the moment,
left.
this could turn out to be like a real bad sounding quality video, but at the same time, it may be better. I don't know, but I do people have listened before putting it up.
Our tractor beam is offline. Actually, it's a fried little puddle of sadness, but offline sounded better. If you can, could you use your ship's tractor beam to move our sensor pods back into position? I'm sending the coordinates over now. That'd really help us get back to our research here. I mean, these gaseous anomalies won't analyze themselves, am I right?
Alright, basically I just got to fix this satellite. Now, I could easily just skip all this and such like that, and, well, not skip the satellite part, but basically skip the convo and just get on with the mission just like that. But I thought, you know, I'll leave the convo in so that you guys can read and, you know, just get a rough idea what to do, what's going on and such like that. Now, I know that a lot of people who
Okay.
um,
Sensor pod alpha is
who
back
first
online.
who actually want to play this game and who actually think or even ask, oh, what's the gameplay like? Is it like EVE Online? Is it like anything like that? Now, I will say this, it's nothing like EVE Online, because EVE Online is a lot more fast-paced. Now, I haven't actually
Nice. Sensor pod beta is
played EVE
online.
Online, but I've
Klingons are happening.
I've
A
seen
lot
people
of
play it and such like
Klingons.
that.
They're coming this way
And
fast.
I will say
Shields up. Weapons hot.
it is a
They're
big,
gonna
big,
attack
big different
again.
world today. So I would say if you guys are expecting this to be anything like EVE Online, then don't expect that at all. It's a lot more different. It's a whole different ball game. But I will say, if you like your sci-fi and such like that, then I do recommend this game. And because it is quite a fun game, and you don't even have to be a Star Trek fan to actually play. You can just play just for the fact that you just love the big ships or love the ground missions, or even just for the fact that you know, you're a bit of a sci-fi geek like myself and such like that. So you know. Yeah, my DPS on this is pretty low, so I still need to work on that. I think what I'll do is, when I go to the next missions and such that, after this one, I'll probably change ship and just show you the different ships. Like one more better ones probably. Because I do have one that has a lot more DPS than this one. But because this one is sort of newish, not new to the game, but newish to me, I'm still working out the mechanics, and sometimes when it comes to working out the mechanics of the ship, even just to perfect it in that, it can take a long while. And don't be disappointed if it doesn't happen straight away, because if you can't get your ships up to full DPS straight away, then don't be disappointed. It just means it's going to take you time to do it. And that's the best way to do it, is just take your time. Don't go rushing, because otherwise that's where mistakes are made, and that's where you can actually waste certain points and such like that. So, you know, do it to how you feel comfortable with. And also, don't be afraid to ask the community around for tips and such like that. I mean, like I said in one of my other videos, there's these two girls, or ladies should I say, they actually taught me, or showed me the ropes of this game basically, and actually helped me to improve my ship's performance and such.
This is Kensington. Sounds like the Klingons are making a push in that sector. We're sending some backup your way. Command's still analyzing these attacks, trying to figure out what the enemy is up to there. In the meantime, I need you to hold that system and protect the station. Stay sharp out there, and good hunting.
But yeah, but I will say it's not a hard game either. It's quite simple to get the hang of and that. Alright, it may take a while to get the hang of the old what's what and all that stuff, but it's always on the first time on the game, because this game uses a mixture of both roleplay elements mixed with action elements and such like that. And did I say a little bit of strategy in it? I think there's some strategy in it as such. I mean, obviously there's got to be strategy in every game, obviously, because you've got to think what to do next and such. Now, those of you who are new to the whole Discovery thing and wondering why the warp on that ship is totally different compared to regular warp,
This is the Glen.
it's because what it is, they're using a form of spore drive basically, and what it is, it allows them to do stuff like that. And I think if I got this right, this was before, like, you know, proper warp was in and all that stuff. So they relied on like things such as spore drive. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, those of you who know more about it, because obviously, like I said in my other video, I'm terrible at explaining things, and trust me, I mean, I know what I want to say in my head, but it's like I just can't get it out of my, you know, out of my mouth. I know that probably doesn't make sense to some people, but it's part of, I guess the best way to say that it's part of my dyslexia, probably. Not probably, actually, sorry, my bad. Because what it is, I'll just tend to think a bit too quick and then not exactly think on the words that I'm actually going to say and such like that. That was mostly my basic problems, really. Of course, it used to be like spinning and ground, but I managed to work my way around that stuff. And like I'm working my way around with the whole explaining thing, hence why I take a little time to think every now and again, hence why you hear me pause now and again when I talk and such, so it gives me time to think what I want to say and such. But as time gets on, I will eventually get quicker and quicker with my explanation. Of course, not to the point where I go
time for formalities later.
like machine gun
Right now,
quickness.
We've got a problem. Several, actually. The Klingons beamed multiple boarding parties over during the fight. We're a research vessel. Our security forces are getting overwhelmed. If you could send some people over to help, we'd be much obliged.
I find it quite ironic that they said about Klingons being aboard and that, and yet my character works for the Klingon Empire sort of thing. So you would have thought, being back in the 23rd century, they would be kind of skeptical of that kind of thing. But then again, this is meant to be a simulation sort of thing, so it's basically just simulating a battle to prep up for, I don't know, for other things and such like that. I actually forgotten the whole story again. I think it's actually just to remind one of the like things they did, like the things they did in the 23rd century and such like that. And I do hope that this game doesn't tend to cut me off. If it is, then you're going to actually see this game come up with the famous disconnected thing. Oh, it didn't this time, so that's good. Now that's one of the things that this game does have a little problem with. It does have sometimes when it's loading and such that it does tend to disconnect you every so often. Now don't feel bad about that or feel angry about it. It's just a common thing in this game. But however, it's not too common. It's one of those things that just happens. I'll call it 50-50 to be fair.
Thanks for coming. The captain still has control of the ship. She's waiting for you on the bridge. Unfortunately, the Klingons have several boarding parties between you and the bridge, and they're not taking prisoners.
Now, if you wonder what type of gun I've got on my back, it's actually, and I'll tell you after when I finish killing these guys. I just realised I'm explaining while I'm getting fired at, which is not a good thing. Basically, this gun is like a space version of a Gatling gun, basically. And I find it quite beautiful and such that, especially when you put it with the set that I got with it and such. Basically, it's just the Zenketti retrofit assault cannon, basically. And I'm using the word basically again. I just realised that. And also, I got that with the Zenketti personal shields and the actual Zenketti retrofitted armor. And these are pretty handy to have and such, because they do actually help protect you a lot more. But although I will say they do cost like altogether for all of them, you're going to need at least 300 lobies if memory serves. So expect to pay at least near enough half for a lobby ship, put it that way. Because basically you can't get these things on exchange, and it's the outfit things where the ships you can get on exchange, which I'm quite grateful for. Like these ones, you have to really save up a lot of lobby for them, which can be a pain in the backside at times, but at the same time it gets you to do something, gets you to farm. Unfortunately you can't farm for lobby, but you can actually farm for delivery and to exchange for Zen, to exchange for lockbox keys, and usually you get about 5 lobby from each lockbox you unlock. But whether you find it worth doing that or just saving up enough EC and delivery to get enough Zen, or just basically enough energy credits to get a ship, then you know, go ahead and do it that way. And am I going the right way here? Yes, I am. I'm terrible at multitasking. Now I will say I give this game a whole lot of credit for a lot of their bridges and such, because they do pretty well at remaking the bridges of the actual starships into the game. Although my only thing I would wish is when you actually get the starship with the bridge, that it would actually extend it more into the other decks and such like that. But unfortunately you just only get the bridge to view and that's it. Where if you had just a standard bridge, then you can actually take the lift down to the next deck and such. So it's only a small complaint, but
you made it.
Hey ho.
Good. We have a lot of work to do here. The Klingons have done extensive damage, especially to our power systems. Mr. Strahl is doing what he can to get main power back online. Care to give him a hand?
Well, I'm a tactician, not an engineer. I mean, wasn't that Scotty's job? Shit, I've gone away. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh, it would help if actually. Yeah, I'll do that.
Like the captain said, main power's offline. We're sitting ducks without it, and the Klingons know it. Let's get to work before House Mokai turns us all into trophies.
Would it
For
help if I
lunch,
headbutt
I'll do
the
the
thing?
heavy lifting. What I need you to do is to bring engineering control to a bridge console, divert the power flow, and enter the new power-up sequence I'm putting together. You got it?
Did they ever say please in this sort of thing? No? Not even a word of please?
Engineering control is transferred. Go to the next console to divert the power flow.
Oh, I'll do that.
Power flow is diverted. Input the new power-up sequence next.
Why can't you do it? You over there near it. Yeah.
Nice work. Main power is back online. Nice work. We're not out of the woods yet, though. Our next stop's the engineering lab.
Well,
I need to get
first
our
of all, we're
shields
not in the
back
woods, we're in
online
space,
and secure some
but go on.
classified data down there. Believe me, we don't want the Klingons getting their hands on it.
So basically, I gotta, yeah, go to engineering. It's been a while since I played this one, so it's taken me a while to remember. Now I haven't used too much on my specials or anything like that because I figured I'd just save them for real big emergencies, and at the moment this is no big emergency because my weapons are down. Plus, my team alone can actually just take them down without abilities really. Even though some of them do use their abilities, and like for example throwing grenades and such like that. And yes, throwing grenades in this game is classed as an ability because, like I said, it's like a mixture of roleplay elements mixed with action and such and such. Oops. Stop firing. Stop firing. Stop fucking firing. There's nothing there, stop firing. Also, if you were wondering about the random dinosaur that I was wondering about, that's actually one of the VOF engineering pets that you can actually get from, well, you used to get from the VOF breach event, basically. And I'm using the word basically again. And yeah, so you used to get them from the VOF event, but now you only can get them through the Phoenix prize boxes, I believe. And what the fuck am I supposed to do again? Oh, now how do I speak with him? Where is he? Wait, don't tell me it's this guy. Nope. Wait. To speak with... Oh, where is the guy? I'm an idiot. I went ahead charging in without talking to this guy first. Whoops.
Not sure how she pulled it off, but that Klingon put a security field up between us. Ja'ula? The Ja'ula? This day just keeps getting worse. Look, I need to drop that security field. She's trying to steal that data I told you about on the bridge. We can't let that happen. Watch my back in case any more Klingons pay us a visit.
Right. Now he's gonna go in there.
Most impressive, Starfleet. This tech will win the war. This will bring supremacy to my house and the Empire.
Okay, I will say
She
the.
blocked access. I can't bring down the
Do you remember
security
when I
field.
said about some of the Klingons' voice acting in this sounded a bit like off or a bit like Scooby-Doo was fired and that? I'll say the only. Well, there's some of the Klingon acting for the new Discovery Klingons that
Damn,
actually sound
she's
pretty
good.
good, like
Locked me
Jahura's
completely out
one
of the
and such like
security
that.
system.
I
can't
won't
get
say
the
all of them
field
yet
down.
because I'm still
Fine. She's not
yet
the
to see
only
them all.
clever one in the room. Watch my back. I've got an
But I'm not
idea.
actually pulling the
Just need a
actual
little
acting
more
down or
time.
anything like that because I'm pretty sure that the actors and actresses do a real perfect job of the Klingons and that. It's just how I'm hearing it and such. So what am I supposed to do? Stand around while... Oh, I guess I am.
Wait, she's dropping
Now,
the
you may
field.
notice every now and again
Look
that I'll
out,
get a
here
shield
she
coming up
comes.
on my back, which is like a blue light
Shield's
colour.
online. They can't beam out
Every so
now.
often that will appear out, and that's part of the Zenketi set. And there's my little dinosaur basically fighting. Now, I didn't summon that was one of my crews that summoned it because I gave the pet to them to summon. And usually that's a handy little thing to do because then that way it actually helps, saves you actually summoning it as the way you can actually focus on actually doing other things, and then they're just doing the summoning itself. Wait, what the heck's happened here? Oh, right, I'll get it. I'm an idiot, I keep going past the actual objective.
Looks like the Klingons aren't fond of our house guest. Shame, really. It's nice once you get to know it. Ah, well, I have good news and bad news. The good news
Bullshit.
is I managed to corrupt a number of critical data files before she stole them. There's only 2 people in the galaxy who can figure out that mess now, and neither of them are Klingons. The bad news, well, there's plenty of uncorrupted data in there that the Klingons shouldn't have. It was classified for very important reasons. We need to stop her. Of course, if half of what they say about Jula is true. Great. Takuvma's sister, one of the deadliest members of House Mokai. Here. Wonderful. Okay. They must be headed to the
Well,
shuttle
while you're
bay.
talking,
I
she's
brought the
getting away.
shields
I could
back
actually get a
online so
choice.
they can't beam out. If they're gonna leave, they're gonna have to get creative. Let's head down there before Jula gets any more bright ideas.
Well, she.
That, you should probably make peace with the words, "it's classified," when it comes to what you just saw. Seriously, don't worry about it. Believe me, we have bigger problems here, starting with Jula. We need to stop her.
Right, okay. Anyway, yeah, basically what I was saying, the reason why I let the other character have the bioengineer to summon, because it makes it easy for me to use other traits and special abilities and such, if I ever need them or anything like that. It's basically just make it a little bit more quicker. Well, it works that way for me, basically. And yes, this gun's quite pretty good when it gets going. I know there are other weapons that are pretty much epic. It's, I've seen quite a lot of epic weapons in that, but this one is one of my favourite ones because obviously it's like a big Gatling gun basically. Now you may notice these things under the Endeavour system that's near the personal one that's all lit up blue and such like that. Now the reason why they're blue, that just shows the ones that I've actually already done already. The ones that are not done is obviously just complete random TFO, which again means for task force operations, in case any of you are new to that. I know I do repeat myself a lot of times in the videos, but sometimes I'll do that just so that people know what's what, because otherwise people are going to be like, oh, what's that mean again? And I'll be like, oh, well, it just basically means that this and that, basically. Which I don't, you know, don't mind people asking these sort of questions, because I'm not going to expect everybody to know this sort of thing right away or anything like that. In fact, even if I've long shown this up on YouTube or long played this and that, I mean, people will still to ask what that meant still, I'll still gladly just tell them, you know, so there's no harm in asking. But I'm just only saying, the reason why I repeat myself most times is just so it helps, you know,
okay?
clear up any questions.
Come on, let's go. We're almost there. We
Wait,
really
your lips
need
are
to
moving.
stop Ja'ula. Do you hear that?
No, I'm deaf. And too tall for the screenshot. Oh, fuck me, there's a bug on me.
Engineering,
Get it off,
emergency
get it off.
reinforcements
Get the
Westman
fucking
to
thing off
contain
me.
it.
Get it off! Did I tell you I hate bugs?
Oh, that'll be exciting. Let me add that to my calendar. Right after we stop the insane Klingon with our top secret data. Less monster, more Klingon, okay? Now let's go.
Well, fuck me. Ain't you changed your tone?
We're almost to the shuttle bay. Keep moving.
Wait, who died and made you keep? I'll take orders for myself. I mean, I might want to take a piss in a corner or something like that. Yeah, you may hear the clicking a lot of my keyboard. That's because I'm pushing the one of the keys quite rapidly just to get my weapon going. Even though, you know, there's a little cooldown period. Not too much of a cooldown period, but it's basically just me trying to quickly shoot before taking damage. Even though that, you know, taking damage is near impossible in this game, because of course you're going to take damage, but don't worry too much about it, because first of all, you heal quite quickly and your shield recover as well. And if you wondered what that blob stuff was, that was due to one of the one of my characters shooting out a bioagent with basically I can't remember what they call it, but basically it's using a bio bio rifle to shoot that out, and it just basically acts like an acid pool or some stuff.
She stole one of our shuttles. She bypassed deck security, got emergency evacuation clearance, and hotwired one of our shuttles. Unbelievable. She wasn't trying to kill all of us. So
Well, it
be
sounds like somebody
impressed.
got checked.
Well, that's a short-range craft. There must be a Klingon ship out there waiting for her. We might get out of this yet. Now head back to your ship. See if you can find where she went. We'll do the same here.
Heads up. Klingon reinforcements are warping in. Protect yourself and the station. We really need to find out where that shuttle carrying the stolen data went. There's a good chance. Hate to play the "that's classified" card here, but you know the drill. Sorry. Take it up with Admiral Kensington if we make it through this.
Gee,
For now,
everything's so
let's
classified,
focus on those
dear.
Klingons out there trying to kill us, okay?
I mean, you do know trust goes both ways, right? By the way, I'm only joking about the old classified thing, because obviously if it's a real life situation, it's understandable, but because it's science and such like that, I just don't take, well, I just tend to mess about more than anything else. So if I do sound like a grumpster, so I'm not actually being grumpy, I'm actually just messing about and such like that, which you all know anyway. And yes, I nearly said you know the drill there, and then I had to stop myself and I thought, I'm not going to say that. I will actually say that this character that I'm playing as now was actually one of my first characters that I made, and that was before. No, I tell a lie. It was actually the alien on the Romulan Republic side I actually made first. Then it was this character, and then it was my cat character as well. And originally it was just 3 tunes, but as time went on I managed to accumulate quite a fair bit. But the good thing about this game is that they used to give you 3 slots, but now they give you more than 3 slots. Give you about, I think it's about 5 or 6, something like that. If memory serves, I need to actually put that one up there. But I know it's at least 5. But I would say 5 is actually, for a free game, it's definitely a fair amount of character slots. Usually most games give you the limit of 3 usually, or 2. And then you have to pay for the other extras and such. So I would say, you know, this game, like I've said before, it does give a lot of things away for free, or gives you a lot of freebies for literally nothing really, and for a free game, I'd say, you know, it's really good in that area. In fact, it's good in a lot of areas, I'll say. I know that a lot of people say, oh, but the bugs and all that, or this and that, and point out the issues. No, I can understand where they come from and all that, but at the same time, I would definitely say there was no need
Get ready to be happy. I think I
go
know
over
how
the
to
top
find where
and run
Jagula
this game
went.
down, because this game is actually pretty good for a freebie game, and it's for free. You know, I wouldn't actually complain about the bugs or other things, because this game does give away a lot. So again, I would definitely say, you know, 2 big thumbs up to the game, and I would recommend it to people, you know. And that's not me being a suck up or anything like that. That's actually me saying it from my own opinion. I know everyone else's opinion, and I respect their opinion, so it's fair enough, you know. But in my case, you know, that's basically just my opinion.
If the shuttle's in range, I can hack
But I
into
don't
its
mind,
command
you know,
matrix and
people
send a
saying,
self-destruct
you know,
command.
that they believe
That'll
different
make a
or
big
feel
enough
different.
boom
I mean,
to reveal the
go right
location
ahead,
of
you
the
know.
ship she landed on.
You're
Cloaked
entitled
or
to your
not.
opinion, and I actually like listening to other people's opinions, because I think, you know, it's quite interesting what other people come up with.
Yeah, about that. If the shuttle's in a ship,
I mean, you wouldn't
it'll
get
be
no
tough
arguments
to
from
get
me
a
or anything
signal
like that. You would
through
just
the
basically
shields,
get
the jamming, and
me
the
actually
cloak.
going, yeah, alright,
Tough,
that's a fair point,
not
you know, and I
impossible.
actually, you
Get
know,
me
respect
close
that.
enough. I'll make it happen.
In fact, it
We
may,
just
it
need
may
to start
even,
sifting
you know,
through this big haystack for one
get me to
angry
engage in a
blue
conversation,
needle.
to go, yeah,
Leave that
you
to
know,
us.
sort of
You
thing.
protect the station.
So don't be afraid to say your opinions around me or anything like that, because I'm not one to judge one on one's own opinion, because I actually want to actually engage in a conversation and say, yeah, that's a good point, that's a fair point, or something like that, you know. Oh, if you wonder what these orbs around my ships are, that's part of the Ilachi set. Am I actually saying that right? It's not Ilachi. Oh, you know, basically Ilachi, oh, fudge. Pronunciations. Ugh. Pardon me. Part of the Ilachi set, basically. And I'm saying it wrong. And it's basically, when you get the weapon set from the lowest store, once you've got all 3 of the sets, you actually get these orbs going around, and what they actually do is they help counter like enemy like torpedoes and such like that. So they're basically like countermeasures, really. I think I got that right. I could be wrong. Because yeah, but either way, I could have sworn that it caused a distraction basically to the torpedoes and such.
Stroll's plan worked, but Jagula's ship was able to go to warp before we could disable it. There's still hope. The explosion did a lot of internal damage to that ship. She's leaving a trail we can follow. So, we're going to pursue Jagula and clean up our mess. Thanks for all your help here today. If we pull this off, it could make a big difference in the war effort. For all of us.
Right. Now, what I could do, yeah, what I'm going to do is going to change ship over. Now, the good thing about this, you don't need to go to, a space station or dock to actually change your ships. You can actually just go, click on your ship, then go to switch ship, and then, you know, just go from the list there.
Understand why the return of Jagula is a problem for us all. The real concern is what she will do when she discovers the fate of her house. They lost a blood feud with House Bevat. The last Mokai was killed over 20 years ago. When
Actually, I'm going to skip that so that way we can get to the next thing. What is the next thing? On, I'll figure it out. Just bear with me. I know. Go to my mission thing, and the next thing is Downfall, basically. And oh yeah, I also got to do task force operations
The
as well.
arrival of House Mokai forces is a problem.
What's the reward for this?
Ja'ula is dangerous.
Oh, I will say
Left
the rewards for
unchecked,
this
she
is
could sow
pretty.
unrest in the Empire, even rebellion.
Oh, bless me. Excuse me.
There's a
Sorry for that.
simulation
I'll say
I'd
the
want
rewards
you
for
to
this,
study.
especially for
You'll
high
face
level and such like that, is
Ja'ula in
pretty
battle. Get an
meh for me
idea on
because
how she
you know
thinks and
it's not
fights. You might be
worth
facing
much
the
to me.
real
But
thing
however,
soon
you know,
enough. And I
I'm not
want
complaining
you
because you
to
get
be
some
ready if
expertise
that
and
happens.
experience points and such
This
like that.
needs
So,
to win,
and the expertise
and
does,
soon.
you know, help
Good
out
luck.
and such. But I'm not really so bothered about the old prizes and such like that. I'm actually more interested in actually doing the mission because that's the whole point of it. Because it's about enjoying the actual missions and such. Oh, bloody nose. Anyway, I set
Serve
that
the
and
Empire well.
what I'll do before I set a course, I will. Let's see. How do I? I know. I'll use one. Now this ship. That I'm going to change into it. It may be slow as anything, but it is quite a good ship, especially if you want to have it tanked up and such. Now, let's hope that yeah, it's got all its stuff in that. Now, basically, I've got all the basically I know I've got some of the stuff. I know I've got some of the stuff equipped to the ship pretty wrong on this one, and I'm still working on it as I'm going along. Well, most of the stuff, like in the weapons area and such, that I've got sorted out already. But what I'm just trying to do is make it into a mixture of a powerhouse while at the same time making it into a tank at the same time. I know other people will tell me that, you know, why don't you add this and that here and there and such like that. But I'm one for experimenting, basically. But anyway, this ship, you actually used to get for free if you did, I can't remember what it was, but you did a certain mission in that and you used to just get the ship for free. Now, the actual ship that you got for free, but wasn't the Tier 5U version. It was a Tier 5, but it wasn't a Tier 5U version because it didn't come with the universal reactive anti-proton cascade in here. You only came with the ship and the obelisk swarmers, basically. But either way, for a free ship and all that, it's still good, and it has a pretty cool bridge as well. Actually, before I go on the mission, I'll show you the bridge. Obviously, it's a simple bridge, but at the same time, it's one of those cool bridges that, you know, one can appreciate. Although, again, I do wish that you can actually view more of the ship than just the bridge. It would be quite nice, but at the same time, it's just me being, you know. But the one I got, the Tier 5U one, was the one I bought off the exchange, because I wanted to see. Well, actually, no, I'll tell a lie. It was actually because somebody suggested to me to get the advanced version of it because it's actually a pretty good ship. And when they said that, I was a bit skeptical about it and thought, well, I already got one for free, so why would I want the advanced version? What's the difference? And when I actually got it and started using it, I realised why they said it was good, because the Cascade emitter is actually pretty good, and actually with the whole set makes it really work really well. And I will recommend for that ship is, I know everybody tends to use anti-proton, but I do recommend an anti-proton set for this ship because, especially of the obelisk core and the ancient directional beam array and all that stuff, because basically it just gets, when you got the ancient directional beam and the warp core of the obelisk, basically what it does, it gives you a set 2 which is focus anti-proton emitters, and what it does, it increases your anti-proton hits, basically makes it a lot more powerful. So this is why, if you've got a ship like this, or if you've got any ship that's using this type of thing, make sure to use anti-proton. That's my opinion. And yes, I know that the mags, like the anti-proton mags on this, does need sorting out, especially the green one, so I need to actually replace that with another, but all in good time. But it's still very good for what it is, and the swarmers, I do need to get elite swarmers, but even the advanced swarmers are very good at attacking their targets and that. And this one does rely a lot on the actual fighters, like most carriers do. But anyway, enough of me riff-raffing. This is basically the bridge of the old ship, and yeah, this is what you basically get. Really, you can't. Unfortunately, you can't go through any of the doors and such. You're just only limited to the bridge, unfortunately. But yeah, this is basically all the bridge. And if you think I'm walking on thin air, it's not. It's actually just something underneath it. I'm not sure if you can see the slight blue and such like that. It looks like water, but it's not. It's like a force field that holds you up, basically. And I've got to stop using the word basically a lot. And this is obviously the captain's chair, and yes, it flips up. And you can actually sit on these and such that. But, you know, it's mostly things you can interact with and such. But anyway, I better get off this bridge and get on to the next mission. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to call this the last mission to do, or whether I should go on to the next one. I might actually do just this last mission and call it a day on the actual recording, but I'll see how I go. In fact, I might actually just do
Make it. Deal with them.
the defense of Starbase 1. So that way we get about at least 3 missions in one video. Yeah, that would be fair. So it's just me thinking. I do tend to think out loud to myself at times. Now already you're noticing that the hits are a lot more better with this ship, and that's because, not because of the ship's weapons itself, it's actually due to the fighters themselves. And these swarmers are very, well, you know what I'm going to say, that they're basically really good at hitting and such. And they do pack a wallop from them, they do. And the more you launch out, the more they become quite a pest to most ships. Now, I wouldn't recommend this against a player versus player ship. I mean, some people have used it, but I wouldn't highly recommend it for everyone.
Right, that area's
I would
secure
say
for now. Let's make the
it
most of
depends
the time we
on
have. I need
the
you to
person
beam
itself,
out
really.
any survivors on board the damaged Starfleet
But
ships in
this
your
one is good
vicinity.
for
Make it fast.
player
The Klingons
versus
will
event
send
or
more ships,
PvEs,
and
or no,
soon.
it's not called PvEs anymore. It's called Task Force Operations. My bad. But either way, it's I would say it's pretty much good for Task Force Operations, or aka PvEs. But I wouldn't recommend it for player versus player though, because of the slowness and stuff like that. But who knows? It might actually work out for some use. I'm not saying don't use it on all, you know, it's just me giving advice basically. But however, if you want to use it for player versus player, I'd say go for it. You know, have fun. You know, because I have seen a YouTube video where someone used the free version of this ship to go against another player with this similar ship, and I thought it was absolutely funny how they did it and such, because one had nothing but beams at the front but a few mines at the back, and the other one just had complete beams and just relied on the fires and such like that. And I thought that was really cleverly done. It also taught me that I don't always need to rely on torps on the front like the old traditional way and such. Sometimes I could just put complete beams on the front, put mines on the back and such like that. But obviously I put a torpedo system on the front for a bit, because that's to do with the radiant anti-proton set, so I can actually do a charged up, that's it, a hypercharge basically, an advanced radiant hypercharge that you see me pointing up there. Now you can't see my mouse pointer because obviously I told OBS to hide my mouse pointer, but when I hovered over there, I'm not sure if you saw that information there on that, but that's basically the hyper charged proton beam. But I haven't actually used it yet, but I will do. And wait, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, I knew that. Yeah. Now you see what I mean about the ship being quite slow. It is very, very slow, but it is good to tank up with.
Cardiff evac complete. All hands are safely away.
Yeah, I'm drifting with a big ship.
Macedonia reporting. Evac is complete. We owe you one.
Nice work. I hate to ask this, but I have standing orders from Starfleet Command. The Klingons have been scavenging everything they can to get their hands from wrecked Starfleet vessels. In the event we fail in our
Basically you
mission
just got to
here,
destroy those ships,
Command
basically.
doesn't want the Klingons getting away with any critical
Oh,
resources.
that's easy enough. Just one shot,
You
one
have
kill,
your
easy
orders.
enough. Did I say one shot, one kill? I bet some of you that play this game probably thinking, if my ship can just hit it with one shot, and I'll be like, yeah, you're right. But mind you, I wouldn't recommend getting me involved in a player versus player match, because I am like the genuine red shirt of this game. I'm first one in, first one to die. And the reason why I say I'm the genuine red shirt, basically what that means is, well, where the reference comes from. So it comes from the original Star Trek, where if that person wasn't a main character and they wore a red shirt, basically, or the red colour uniforms, usually they were the ones that were the first to die, basically. So it's kind of like that. So this is why they say this is why I say I'm like the red shirt of the game or something like that. It's like a reference to the original Star Trek, where
We need some critical supplies here. My chief engineer
red,
sending you a
you know, the
list
people
as we
wearing red
speak.
uniforms
Beam their
would be the
supplies
first to
over
die or
with the
something like that,
personnel
if there
you
wasn't the
rescued.
main character.
After that,
And that
I
became a
need you
thing
on
after
high
that.
alert, patrolling the area. The
Of course,
Klingons
in
don't
the
give up that easily.
ones
We'll be
in
back.
like Next Generations and that sort of thing, it wasn't always people wearing red that got killed. Usually it was people like wearing blue or yellow. So it all depended really on that one. But yeah, the original reference actually came from the original Star Trek. And yeah, you have to forgive my slowness on this, because I'm trying to remember this mission.
Surely you didn't think we'd let you seize all the glory here.
And you. My chief engineer isn't too happy right now, but we made it in one piece.
We came as soon as we could. Wish it were under better circumstances.
Hey, don't scratch the paint job.
Ticonderoga's ready for battle. We've got your back.
Yeah, the only one thing I would say there is your character doesn't talk. It's kind of like Link, mute. So where everyone else is talking to your character, you will see like subtitles underneath your character as it's meant to be them talking and such, but your character wouldn't say a word, because it's basically meant to be. Well, I guess it's basically meant to be. It's meant to give you the. It's just basically meant to be like you taking the role of your character and such like that.
Especially at Corvan 2. They'll be preoccupied with conquering the base. We can use that distraction to our advantage.
We know how they fight. Don't expect mercy. It won't be coming from Klingons. Hit them fast and hit them hard. And captains, it's been an honor. Good fortune to you all.
I would say the bird of prey of the tend to be a lot more easy to actually take down and such, but I would definitely say if you have a T5U or T6 bird of prey on your characters, I would recommend using them if you love the speed and such like that, because they're pretty good for hitting hard and such like that. And if you do have them, I recommend having cannons on them, because cannons do a lot of damage. But of course, that's only just me recommending that. Of course, you don't have to always go by that recommendation. If you fancy putting beams on them, you know, or whatnot, or just have complete torpedoes and such, no, go right ahead. Because sometimes it works for people, sometimes it don't. It depends really. It's like when some people say, "Oh, don't use that ship. That ship's rubbish," and it's like, no, it's not for me. Because I remember there have been times when I have got myself like new ships and such that some people have saying, well, you've got a piece of ship like that, and I'm like, oh, because I like the look of it. Yeah, but it's rubbish and such like that, and then in the end I managed to utilise it to its best and actually made it a lot more better than what people say. And it's like, oh, this is, well, what people call it rubbish is actually pretty good. And I'm going to start repeating my words. I've got to find new words and such like that. In fact, the amount of repetition I actually have, you can actually have a drink against this. See how many times I say the same word over and over again. Obviously you probably get drunk from me saying basically a lot.
Captains, we're reading more Klingon ships on our sensors. A lot more. This is it. They're making their big push. Our initial predictions are not good.
What are you talking about? You've got me on your side. I'll say it's pretty darn good.
Injured. We're loading as many as we can load onto the ship stocked here. They're too damaged to fight, but they're all warp capable. I need you to draw attention from those ships when they disembark. Buy them the time they need to get to warp and safe harbor.
Oh, basically, this is just like doing one of the task force operations thing, where you protect the ships trying to escape from the starbase and such. And as you protect them and such like that, they actually escape and such. What the fuck is wrong with my ship? Oh yeah. I'm so glad there's no collision damage on this thing, because otherwise I would have been dead by now.
The Decatur is underway. Keep the Klingons distracted.
Wait, why didn't I fire off? Oh, there we go. Now, you might have saw a yellow beam quickly fire off. That was me using the hypercharge. I'd say that's a real good feature to have. Plus, it actually does a lot of damage to ships. I'll say it's mostly useful on bigger ships. Otherwise, it'd be a waste on like little ships. And also, I haven't actually used the anti-potent cascade. I might actually use the ship in the task force operations to demonstrate the cascade, but then saying that, I'm not entirely sure if I should actually do this one and use one of my fast ones, because I do want to actually show one of the more quicker ships and such.
All ships, the Lafayette is underway.
You know what? I'll wait till if it starts coming up with a swarm of ships, then what I do is I use the cascade. But at the moment, I don't see there's a need to use it. And also, I will say, when it comes to space sets and such, especially for your ship's shields and such, I would say don't be afraid to mix and match something, because something could actually benefit your ship. So that's why you see with mine with like one Iconian shield and one, like two of the Dyson and sets, because that was just me experimenting, seeing if that works out and such. Plus, I was actually following the advice given research. But however, I am probably going to change that into something else and such. But so far, my ship is pretty handling things quite well. But then again, this is not a task force operation thing, and usually task force operation things is a lot more difficult than the actual main missions. I'm not saying that it's completely difficult or anything like that, because they are quite simple to do and such. But for some people, some of the times it can be quite hard and such. But also, it also depends on the team you have in there. If you have a good team when you're in, then it tends to be a lot easier. And some of these people do overkills on this. And I do mean overkill, because literally some people can just take down a ship with just one shot, and it's like, wow. Because I remember there was one player who was using the Scimitar class warship, which is the Romulan Dreadnought, and they were actually literally one shot in one killing everything, and it's like, wow. I want my ship to actually do that, and it's like, how do you do it? And it's like, that's my little secret, and I'm like, damn. Of course, not all. Of course, some players will actually tell you how to do it. So don't be afraid to ask them. But I wouldn't say. Sorry, I would say don't pester them constantly asking, because not every player wants to be pestered all the time. Because some just want to get on with the game, have fun and such like that.
Sounds like you have some history
Not all of them
with
want
that
to
ship.
spend the time teaching
Tell us
someone.
about.
I mean, there are some players that do, but not
Are
all
you
of them.
reading this? We're picking up some unusual.
I mean, I don't mind
ship
teaching
spikes.
players, but I would say bear in
weapon,
mind, I am not the
perhaps?
best person to be a
I
teacher to
don't
anyone,
like
because
this. Take the
if I was to
Lucora
give
out of
any
commission
advice
before it
on
gets
this
into
game
weapons range.
to people, like, say which weapons was best and such, it could very well be bad advice. And that's not me putting myself down, that's just me knowing what I'm like at times, because I'm not 100% smart on this area, but at the same time, I do try my best to give personal advice, like, from my personal experience, sorry, like, advice from what I learned and such.
Enemy fleet on sensors. It's happened before. We're under attack.
We'll help Starbase 1. Deal with the Lucara.
Hecho! Dai, pitchy pitch!
Are you kidding me, bitches? I would have blown you to smithereens.
All hands. Repel orders. I repeat, all hands.
Hecho basta! Je krijgt nog je batroep! Wat?
And then they died. Now, if he was playing playing one of the Discovery characters, or playing as the playing from the Discovery era, you would actually get a different cut. Well, you get the same cutscene, but you get an extra cutscene where you're actually taking more forward into the future.
What she will do when she discovers the fate of her house. They lost a blood feud with. Serve the Empire well.
Right.
Many times we have fought the Federation. Serve the Empire well.
Right, what I'll do is I'll do one more thing, and that's the task force operation. Now, I was going to do it with one of my small ships, but I thought, you know what, sod it, I'll just do it with this ship. So hopefully I can actually show the Cascade in action, because I'm pretty sure I might be able to get them in a swarm and such. But if not, then what I'll just do is just waste it for one moment and just. Or maybe actually I could do one more task force operation and do a Borg one and show it. But see how it goes with this one. If this one I can actually show it, then I'll do it that way. Should start up, says I. And yes, I've got a lot of stuff in my inventory. These are mostly just weapons most of the times. Yeah, you may notice that I'm salvaging a lot of the greenest ones, because they're not really worth me keeping, so I'll just salvage. And the salvage actually add towards the upgradings and such. But yeah, most of these are just weapons and such that I've accumulated, and I do have quite a lot. And some of these are also pets as well that I've accumulated. But yeah, my inventories are not exactly tidy.
Listen up. The war has not been going.
Nobody wants to hear that, did they? No, I thought not. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll leave this as my last thing to do on this game, and then what I'll do is I'll try and continue doing more tomorrow, so that way it breaks the video up, because otherwise this would be like a 2-hour video or more. I'm not sure how many hours have I actually been playing this for.
Here they come.
Wait, what? Ooh, I might be able to show the yeah. Maybe not. Oh, you know, fuck it, I'll just show you off. You now may notice that this thing's charging up, and hopefully it charges up enough so it can unleash it. There you go. Now you notice these like little lightning things that shoot out from the ship and such. That's part of the cascade thing. Now usually it does a lot more than just shoot out more than once and such. Usually it does, when you got into a whole swarm of ships, it usually shoots it everywhere. And it is very handy to have and to use as well, because it does do damage to the small ships or the ones that irritate them. Would I say it does damage to the bigger ships? I would say to the bigger ships, because the ships are a lot more tougher, I would say not 100%ly no. And actually, gotta say, I'm doing pretty well with this one actually. I was expecting myself to actually do bad, but no, I'm actually doing pretty good. I think that's due to the fact that the girls on here have actually told me what to do with the ship and such. Especially one of them who's actually advised me what weapons to use, what stuff to use and such. How that I can make it into both a hard-hitting ship, but at the same time making it into a tank. And yeah, the advice that I've been given has really been what has really been helpful, really. Yeah, I forgot to put it full. So somebody's using the spore drive there, because I saw somebody just walk round and round like such. Yep, there we go. Now that one's called the Black Alert, basically. And basically what I'm using data for again. So what it does, whenever your ship is in a situation and that it needs that extra support, what it does, it uses the spore ability or the Black Alert's spore ability to make make your ship like another type that looks like your ship appear around your enemies to actually shoot them and such. I know that it can be explained a lot more better than that. It's just that I was just trying to find the words for that, but it's like... So yeah, if anybody can explain it better, by all means, I welcome it, trust me.
An evacuation ship is reading some heavier ships incoming. Raiders and battle cruisers.
Now, I'm actually impressed with the ship's firepower, really. I will say it's mostly due to the swarms that's doing that. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with this one. Because at first when I was going to take this out again to play again, I was expecting it to do a lot worse, but no, it's actually doing A-OK. And the good thing about doing this task force operation is that I'll get actually discovery marks, which adds towards another reputation pool. Now these reputation pools can be done at any time, but I will warn you about when doing certain task force operations. It does take a long while for them to start, because it all depends whether the players want to play those things or whether they're busy with other things and such. But if you know a group of people who are willing to actually play that alongside you, like let's say for example, I wanted someone to play one of the competitive task force operations, and I knew about 4 others that wanted to do that. I would ask them, hey, want to come over and join me in this mission? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, sort of thing. So it's good to do it with a group of people that you know. I mean, I've been lucky, I've been helped by a lot of people on this game, really. So I've been lucky to encounter like the good community of this game rather than the toxic sides, because yeah, I know, granted, in every game there's always toxic sides in every game, but in this game I'll say the community here is actually I would say it's pretty much A-OK, I would say. Because obviously you're going to have your trolls and obviously you're going to have the toxic people in it, but you also got a lot of good people in it, and a lot of the times most of them just want to get on, play the game and so forth. I know some people will say, oh yeah, but this person does this person does that, but you know, if you can just ignore the dramas and such, you will actually see that there is a lot of good people in this game that do actually want to play this game for what it is, and it is quite a lot, in my opinion, that is, and that's what I see. I know some people will have a different opinion on this, but it's what I see, basically. And I said basically again. Seriously, like I said, if this was a drinking game, you could easily get drunk from me just saying that word alone.
To prepare for the next assault.
Ooh, my butt's getting numb. Yeah, I need to get a proper decent chair for myself. At the moment I'm just sitting on one of the soft boxes basically where you store things in. But I will eventually get myself a gaming chair or something like that. Just to give myself a bit of comfort by playing games. But it's not good for the old boot.
An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Oh, that's it. I am actually waiting for another group to swarm around me so that I can actually use the Cascade meter again. But I don't think that's going to happen because these ships are really getting wiped out by the players in here, because I would definitely say these players are very good actually. And a lot of them do have high DPS on them. Not as high compared to some of the players, but they do have a great deal of damage on them. You will notice that I'm doing a lot of fire at will shots of the beams and such, because the reason why I do that is it's better to actually target more, well, if you're in a ship like this, it's better to target multiple enemies and use the ship's ability to its full, so that way you can actually kill a lot more quicker. But also, if you're trying to protect other ships, it's like you are basically, well, was basically here, then it's also a good little way to actually keep the ships off those other ships. Or if you want to help a player out and such, and you want to keep that ship off them, sometimes it makes a good distraction from that makes a good distraction point. So it gives the players the chance to recover their shields and so forth. Of course, it's a 50-50 thing, because sometimes they won't always fall for the old target the other vessel that's shooting at them more. Sometimes they just keep targeting the same target and actually hitting, but either way the fire wheel thing does actually help out a lot. Actually, you know what, I actually will do another Task Force operation mission. I'll do a bold one with one of the small ones. I think some of you may want to see one of the pilot ones. I know most of you say, well, most who come across the video say, oh, I've already seen enough pilot ones, I want to see something else and such. And, you know, if you want to see another ship, by all means, you know, I'm willing to actually change ships and show you different ships and so forth.
For now.
Anyway, let's get out of this one. And I'll do one more TFO and then call it a day on this video. And also, if you're wondering when I'm going to do that Zone of the Enders one, I will do it, but it'll be done on Wednesday because that way I have a little bit more time.
Now?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Warrior, serve the Empire.
Let's see, small ship. There we are. But yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with that one. I didn't think it was going to do that well until all of a sudden I started using it again. And it was like, wow. Now just, yep, it's got all this stuff. Okay, let's do... Yeah, should I do a crystal or Borg? Oh, sorry, I'll do, see if I can get something else. Because I know you guys don't want to see infected all the time. Actually, let's see if I can get disconnected. I would go for Hive Onslaught, but in this little ship, I know I'm going to get pounded heavily in that one. But I will definitely say Hive Onslaught is definitely one of the good ones to take down a lot of dreadnoughts. If you ever got a dreadnought endeavour to do. Especially if you've got one that says destroy 15 dreadnoughts and it's like, oh Jesus. There. Now the good thing about this little ship, it's actually quite quick. Hence why it's hence why it's a pilot ship, and it's so small you can hardly just see it because it's been covered by the others. There you go. I'll zoom you in for you that way. Right, better zoom out. Oh shit, you watch me get thrown up now. Oh, bug off. Really? Oh shit, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back! That was close. I could have actually got caught up in the explosion of that, because if I did got caught up in that explosion, I would have actually got destroyed along with it. So I was actually got off lucky there. I mean, that's one thing. So, what I am the fuse, there we go. Yeah, I try and prioritise my targets at this one, because even though that some people say ideally you should go for the spears, but however, those who actually played this one would say actually prioritising your target is actually a good thing, because what you need to do in this one is basically go for the generators and go for the medium generators, and that way take them out as fast as possible. But of course, you don't. Of course, if you end up not doing it as quick as possible and you do end up failing it, don't feel too bad about it. It's just one of those things. I mean, I used to mess up on this one a lot, so you know, don't worry too much about it. But yeah, this ship is very quick and very powerful, but it's very easy to be destroyed. So I would say to anyone, you know, if you are using this kind of ship, do it with caution. I'll say, and I actually used the wrong thing. The good thing about this ship is that I've got it equipped with the Larchy weapons basically, and it actually, the good thing about a Larchy weapons is that they do tend to penetrate more better, if memory serves. They don't ignore the shield completely because obviously they don't ignore some of the percentage of the shields, but they do penetrate them a lot more better, and they do quite a bit of damage. Although there are some weapons that do better damage than the Larchy weapons, but I would definitely say the Larchy weapons are one of the many good things in this game. But also what I like about them is that they are pretty unique as well, because they have sort of like a different look to them, almost like a, I'm not sure what you call that, a boomerang look or an arc look or something like that, or maybe a, no, I wouldn't say Sonic look, because that's what the Pro uses, that usually comes out in the ring. But this one just comes out like in an arc-like shape, and it's like, wow, art shape looks like one of the photographs. Right, there's a, yeah, I'll take it one of the pros. But then again, might be able to do this quicker. Yeah, the good thing about pilot ships is that when you double tap on like your back key or left and right key or forward key, you can actually use boosters to actually maneuver you a lot more better. For example, I can actually do that, like turn away, or if I wanted to reverse, I can actually reverse back and hit my target, or if I wanted to boost forward, I can actually boost forward and such. So basically these pilot ships are like the fighters, I would say. Not as small as the fighters, but I would say they're like a faster version of the escorts. That's the best way to put it. But if these were fighter ships, then they would actually carry at least one or two on board, where, or sometimes twice, depending on the shuttle slash fighter size really. But these ships, these ones that I'm piloting here are starting to carry out a lot more. Well, not many skirts, that not quite a lot, because they look like they were used as drop ships. Because you only see these ships in Star Trek Into Darkness mainly. And what I remember on that, they actually used it more like as a drop ship to drop off troops. I also got quarter cannon as well, so that way it also makes it a little bit more powerful. Whoops. Where that came from? That was lag. See if that or my internet's going funny. I'll see what's going on. The Ultra is waiting for that. The gate whole thing. That makes sense. Actually, wait, I'm missing out on the action here. Yeah, you've noticed I'll use the boost to go back off, so that way I can actually get more of a direct hit on the ships. Yeah, this ship has some really good burst thrust on this thing. And that's the mission done with. So yeah, I had a pretty good run today, so I think that went pretty well actually, I think. I will finish this video in a bit once I've finished. Actually, once this finishes loading I will finish the vid, because otherwise I'll be leaving it on the loading screen like this. But yeah, yeah, I had a pretty good run on that, and I think it went all well. But anyway, if you want to see more missions being played and such, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. But I will finish off the rest of the missions of the Discovery era. But what I'm going to do is going to leave it there for now, and probably finish it off tomorrow, and see how it goes. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. And